in store, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Here's Tariq Woolen bringing it out of his end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
There we go. Hey, Tony.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Now this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's third and long. Geno now to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. He'll take this to the 46. The Seahawks at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
You talk about this Washington defense.
They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Now it's Smith.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
I don't see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
The Commanders come up now 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line.
Gets this out quickly to Dotson.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
Now Howell.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
Powell throwing on first down here. Going right back to Dotson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Well, they're going to motion Dotson to the left. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and play. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and now it's second down. Well, you talk about this Seahawk defense. They find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play. Not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Off of play action, here's Smith. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Now Smith. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. First catch for it. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's second and 10. On second down, it's Walker. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Commanders 7, Seahawks nothing.
Washington on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Geno. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
This is brought in at the 21. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They are, for the moment, the best team in football, 9-0 entering play here. And, Charles, I don't know if we'd call them a surprise 9-0, but the way that they have been winning definitely opened up a lot of eyes around the NFL.
Well, what we've seen from them so far this season, you can't stop them on offense. You can't score on them on defense. So, to me, if you're going to play against them, you have to bring your best game and hope they throw a clunker in that day to give yourself a chance.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. This pass hauled in by Dotson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And they're going to motion Dotson to the left. Complete, it's Dotson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly they're still short for 4th.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They get this out quickly to the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down, Washington.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And Howe will throw it. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another 1st down.
Howell changing the play here.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. First and 10.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the end zone, Smith.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl.
And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
They'll take over first down and goal to go at the 2-yard line.
How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out.
Out left to Dotson. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 14-0.
Commanders 14. Seahawks nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Woolen will return it from the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
There we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Play action. It's Smith. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
And the return will stop right around the 25.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And now an audible here into something else. And they're going to motion Dotson to the left.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That good for 19 and a first down.
First and goal, Washington.
Powell completing the quick throw out wide. Touchdown! Jahan Dotson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Commanders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 21-0.
Commanders 21. Seahawks nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
He's on his way. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
They'll run with Robinson.
He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Robinson diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
Ball carrier. Touchdown, Washington.
Slide for the PAT.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
The score, Commanders 28, Seahawks nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Woolen will return it from the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at the 38.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Powell going to audible to something else.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Throwing here, Howell. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And now off to the races, down the right side.
Down the sideline he goes.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So maybe some signs of life for this has been a defense. They've been all over the map here in this first half, but they're coming through with a big play.
And sometimes that one play is what you need. And it sounds overly simple, but this is a team that was close to being down and out before halftime. So to come back and return the interception for a touchdown, that's big.
Yeah, maybe it can serve, Charles, like you were alluding to, as a little bit of a wake-up call for them. We'll see.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 28-7 ball game.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Seahawks 7.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. First down, Howell to throw. Short throw to the tight end, Thomas. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
First down, Washington.
With a play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it.
Flushed out right. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, even with a huge lead, he was looking for more points. Wanted the deep shot downfield. That one goes incomplete. Obviously, he wants to put more points on the board.
Robinson on a give right side.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second half blowout material.
First down, Washington.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
And down inside the 15 he goes. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Washington first down.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Howell, another throw on second down. Touchdown, Washington.
Byron Pringle, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over. At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Block now to throw.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's fourth down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Commanders first down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
Second down throw for Howell. Short throw there, caught by Thomas.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
First down, Commanders.
They'll go play action. Howell. That is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle, a 2nd and 10 now. Well, Howell's going to mix it up here.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Second and 10, Howell.
This will be caught at Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal at the Seahawks 6-yard line.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
Second down. Howell now. Touchdown! Jahan Dotson.
His third touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year.
And the Commanders have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Seahawks 7.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Woolen will return it from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here is third down and 4.
From the gun, it's Locke.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Montez Sweat able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this third quarter before they can get the punt away whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Here's Howell to throw on second down. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And now they're in the hurry-up.
Powell changing the play here. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. 3rd and 2. Here's Howell. Escaping the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders. Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll run with Gibson, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this one will be a touchback. Woolen chooses not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles Walker hit and the ball is out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Here's Locke. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Now Locke, got to have this one. This is Fant on the short completion. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll change things up. Now they go play action with Howell. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Commanders 56, Seahawks 7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Woolen will return it from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
18-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Let's go now.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down. Now Locke. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin, and he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Sly on for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Commanders 63, Seahawks 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Woolen will return it from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. Second and 10. Second down, Howell back to pass. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Howell down to throw it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense.